guys, it's Entrails, and today we're going to be talking about adult themes in children's media. So what really led me to create this video was the Spongebob movie. For those that don't know, Ice Spice had a little bit of a part in the movie, and it kind of just leads me to this theory that I've had for a little bit now. Let me just start out with the positives. I don't think this movie was inherently bad, and the entire film isn't sexualized. And of course, Ice Spice had a small part in the film, and that's not to discredit her part in it, but it was still one of the main selling points of the movie, which is what I want to talk about. I did really like how it referenced old SpongeBob episodes and movies, like the one scene of SpongeBob and Patrick walking down the road. I really liked that. And it does seem relatively kid-friendly after watching it. But the trailer made this movie seem absolutely horrible. And that's not to mention the billboard. Gulp. That was inherently sexual. That was really weird, and whoever approved that needs to get fired immediately. And the weird tentacle kelp bit where SpongeBob is literally slapping Patrick on the butt with something that's hanging from his crotch. Hello? That was really weird. Guys, did you hear that? I'm scared.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
Anyway, and then there's this one scene where Patrick rips off his underwear, and it goes on for a little bit too long. It just looks like he's giving himself a wedgie. Which I know that's been done in SpongeBob episodes before, but it's still weird. It just kind of feels like the editors and the writers are putting their own weird fetishes into children's media. And the eye patch on his crotch that looked like a G-string, which of course no kid's gonna be like, oh, that's a G-string. I'd hope not, but it's still weird to put something that looks similar to it on his crotch. And it could be writers portraying Patrick as this himbo character, like, oh, he doesn't know what an eye patch is, so, you know, he wears it like pants, whatever. But it's just weird. Like, it could have been anywhere else. It could have been literally anywhere else. Why his crotch? And yes, old SpongeBob had some weird themes, but that doesn't make it okay, which I can't believe I even have to say. So I made this TikTok.
No matter who ends up winning, I want to kill that guy.
And I really shouldn't have, but it kind of blew up like crazy. It got like almost 200,000 likes, which I am incredibly grateful for. And there was the infamous panty raid episode, which is called Midlife Crustacean. Basically, Mr. Krabs has a midlife crisis, and SpongeBob and Patrick take him out on this wild night out, and he ends up raiding some woman's house for her underwear, only to find out that it's his mom's. It's not on air anymore, but it was just this weird episode that I even remember watching as a kid, and even then I was like, why are they breaking into her house? I don't feel like we should be portraying that in children's media at all. And the difference between old SpongeBob is that the jokes weren't as in your face as the kelp bit. That just feels like writers putting their own fetish into children's films to like desensitize them to it or whatever their motives may be. I think it's really weird. But this has been a common theme in children's media for a long, long time. Like, for example, iCarly and the whole feet thing. There was just a bunch of whole feet scenes and the whole Dan Schneider saying, hey, you know, send pictures of your feet to me and I'll include them in an iCarly episode. Hello? And then there's Victorious, which was PG-14, but it did have some inappropriate themes to it and sexual innuendos. Just a mature themes that were not made for a TV-14 audience, in my opinion. And then there was the Annie movie, which was rated R, but it still involved a child actor. There was panty shots in that movie and other inappropriate themes, which, again, it is a rated R movie. I don't think children should be subjected to that, even on set. I think that's really weird. And then there's also, like, disturbing YouTube videos that have come out, and this is not putting YouTube on blast. Don't demonetize me. But like the whole Elsagate scandal, which I don't even think I can say, that was really weird. It was these innocent thumbnails tricking children, but the videos were really just inappropriate themes dealing with characters from children's media, Really, really weird thing, and it's not YouTube's fault, but the fact that they were up for a long time is kind of YouTube's fault. Not only that, subjecting a child to NSFW themes is bound to fuck them up for life. Coming from somebody who was subjected to inappropriate themes as a child, particularly porn, unrestricted internet access, yay! Yeah, no, it really had lasting effects on me. It's just, we don't need to have these themes in children's media, and I can't believe I even have to say that. Even if it's always been like this, it should have never been like this in the first place. And this can really cognitively destroy a child, and even in some cases have them commit CSA acts. So no, I don't think any form of adult joke should be in children's media. And of course, Ice Spice had a part in this film, which was honestly one of the main selling points in my opinion. I find it weird that a 18+ creator and whose whole entire content, and again, this isn't to discredit her, is very NSFW. I don't think she should have ever been in a children's film, whatsoever. And just because 18+ creators have been in children's films before doesn't make it okay by any means. I think it's weird to have anybody whose content is NSFW in a child's film, or anything relating to children in general. And I also got called racist for not wanting her in the film. The reason why I don't want her and did not want her in the film is because her content is very NSFW. And again, one of the main selling points to this movie is the fact that Ice Spice is in it. Children often have unrestricted internet access. They're going to Google, who's Ice Spice? And that's going to lead them down to this NSFW rabbit hole that I really don't think children should be subjected to. Yes, it boils down to the parents monitoring their children's online activity, but not every parent monitors their child's online activity. Let's be real here. And there's also what she wore to the premiere.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Baby, what is that? What is that, girlfriend? But anywhere but where children are gonna be. And there was this argument of, oh, children weren't at the premiere. One simple Google search. Crazy, right? There were kids there because, you know, it was a child's movie. And she did have, like, and again, this is not to discredit her, she did have small lines in this movie, but it was still one of the main selling points of it. But I'm not shitting on her as a person. I do really admire what she's grown for herself and the community she's created, regardless if it's NSFW material. I do think that her following is admirable, truly. And I know she was really happy to be working on set, and I'm proud of her for getting voice lines. Not only that, there's also a lot of things going on with the United States and how children have been exploited for years in Hollywood. What's literally going on with the Island Man, how children are constantly abused every day. I really think that even if it's a small thing and really not that deep, that we should still be talking about it. Children will repeat what they see, so if they see something inappropriate, they might imitate it. And children's media has always had inappropriate themes. Don't even get me started on Gumball, which I do love that show, but it doesn't feel like it's catered towards kids at all. I genuinely feel like this should have never been a theme to have inappropriate stuff in children's films. Even if it's just so the adults don't get bored whenever they're watching it with their kids, I think it's weird, and I don't think it's needed. No, I know it's not needed. You can still have children's media without inappropriate themes. And with everything going on in the world, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this was some sort of grooming tactic, just to get children more susceptible to, I don't even know what. Not only that, child marriage is still legal in 34 out of 50 states. Yeah, that's fucking gross. Can we talk about that? Nobody really talks about that. Yeah. If you guys like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you guys want to see more YouTube videos, let me know, princess. I'm gonna see how well this does and maybe go from there. Okay, anyway, bye! But it was really just children, yeah, it was just children. Oh, bye. And I genuinely hope to be that famous one day. Not really. Not really. Fuck that.